Vancouver Canucks. Elias Pettersson's pretty good, and Quinn Hughes pretty good, and Kuzmenko's pretty good. But other than that, Matt, are the Vancouver Canucks strong enough this year to make a playoff push?
It all depends if Thatcher Demko can stay healthy, because that guy can will that team to wins like you would not believe. But are we going to get a healthy Demko? Who knows? Because, yeah, that bottom six is not good. Like Nils Hoglander, Pius Suter, Connor Garland, Neil Zaman, Teddy Bluger, and Jack Studnicka. I mean, that is
I
not
don't hate
solid.
Garland. I don't hate Garland and Hoglander, honestly.
Garland's streaky. Hoglander, I know. Canucks fans, bit of a
Still waiting.
pariah in Canucks land. And
Still
then
waiting on that guy.
their second line, Phil Di Giuseppe, JT Miller, and then the Canucks are hoping for a bounce back year from Brock Besser, because that guy has not been what he could be in the past couple of years.
And he was like almost traded, and then he wasn't traded, and then kept him. I don't know what's going on, but Darius, what do you like or not like from the Canucks this year?
So the first line is pretty solid, like you guys mentioned. Like, there's nothing really to mention about that. Kuzmenko had like 40 goals last year.
39.
40 goals, whatever.
Let's round up.
Yeah. So they're gonna do their thing this year. JT Miller, yikes, guy doesn't play defense. Probably will never play defense. Brock Besser, they need more out of this guy this year, for sure. Whether he leaves in the near future or not, they need more out of him out of the gate if they have any hope of staying competitive this year. I actually really like Jack Studnicka and what he did in the OHL. I think there's some potential there. I know he's already like maybe 23 years old, something like that. But I think there's something there. And maybe
24.
I still think he was buried in Boston. There was no opportunity for him in Boston. I think a full season on a team with more opportunity, he can maybe sneak his way up through the lineup. I'm just saying, I think he's a good player, and I think he can weasel his way up through the lineup. If you look at the defense, Quinn Hughes, new captain of the Vancouver Canucks, superstar
And that's
defenseman.
it.
And that is it. They made that weird ass trade for Hronik.
He's good though.
No, he's good. But that
good. It just didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense,
really
but it's a good trade. Because he's decent. Now they got another middle pairing guy there. That's good.
You can't really knock Carson Soucy either.
No,
Yeah.
Soucy was a good,
Soucy's good
serviceable defenseman. So
even Ian Cole's like a solid D man. It's just
I was gonna get to that. No, I don't know about that. He's getting older, and I don't know. About
Other
that.
stuff.
But, yeah, Tyler Myers sucks. He's there by default. And then if you look at the goaltending, like Matt said, Demko, if he's healthy and he's on, he can will them higher in the standings. Casey DeSmith as a backup, I don't hate that at all. I don't think that's
it's
bad.
fine.
I think it's fine. Demko's probably going to get the majority of the games. He is the bona fide starter. And then like Ilya Mikheyev is also another wild card. He's out right now. He's injured. But if he's able to find his way back into the lineup, like
He's
serviceable, third line left winger. He can chip in a few goals here and there. He's fast. He's good on the penalty kill. Wild card player. I don't know if he's healthy. So there's some things to like, but again, I think they're just going to be a lackluster middle of the pack team.
I think they're going to be okay.
It's like a St. Louis situation where they're like too good to not suck, but they don't suck enough for like a good pick.
Exactly. They're in that danger zone. The Leafs were in that danger zone for. I'm only using the Leafs because we're Leaf fans, but they were in that danger zone in the mid 2000s where it's like you're almost making the playoffs. You're not good enough to make the playoffs, but you're not terrible enough to get that like first, second, third overall pick. And then you're just like in no man's land with no good prospects coming up, and you have a shit team. They're just right there in the middle.
Yeah. And I think another thing that's like they traded their not their first line center. I mean their former captain Bo Horvat, who was having a good season. They got back some stuff for him, like maybe Anthony Beauvillier continues decent production with them. He's really streaky. But Elias Pettersson, big question for him. He came off arguably his best season in the NHL. I think he was amazing. Stellar defensively and offensively, had like 104 points. He's entering a contract here. RFA, luckily, he only makes $7.35 million, but that guy could easily ask for, like 12 million, 13, like maybe not 13, but 11 or 12 million dollars because he's that good. That's going to be important for them because they have a lot of money. And a lot of different guys like Beauvillier makes 4.15. He could be dealt maybe at the deadline. Garland 4.95. You hear that guy's name in fucking rumors all the time ever since he got traded there. JT Miller, he makes $8 million.
That's
for
a
a long
choice.
time. He's 30 years old. The amount of years on his contract doesn't even show up on Cap Friendly yet, which isn't that good. Tyler Myers, his contract is finally over this year. That goddamn anchor of a deal. It's finally done, and they're just not going to be too amazing. I think they're going to get a full season under Rick Tocchet, who did bring some decent offensive throw out of them. They played okay to end the season, but Kuzmenko, he's due for regression just because he shot at like 25% last year, which is too high. You're maybe not going to get 40 goals from him, but maybe 30 because Pettersson is just that good, and they were both super strong defensively. Jason Miller not going to do anything defensively. My bad, but yeah, nothing too crazy happening there. But like Matt said, I think that Pettersson is amazing. For me, a top 5 center in the league. Top 10, I think, for most people. But they live and die by what Thatcher Demko does. So whether Thatcher Demko is healthy or not, guys, I will say this: I have the Canucks finishing 6th in the division. Where you guys have them finishing?
I think the only one we disagreed on was the Oilers, because I also had them at 6th.
We also disagreed on the Ducks.
Oh,
Sharks.
Right, that dumbass.
No, Vancouver, unanimous decision again, guys. We predicted this division the exact same. Vancouver 6th.
Yeah, and honestly, between I could kind of see Calgary, Seattle, and the Canucks fighting it out for a little bit. Give them some credit, but yeah, I think the Canucks have the best game breaker out of all those 3 teams with Pettersson and Hughes probably too, and Demko, which is weird to say, but
it's just the rest of it. Yeah,
it's the rest of it, the complementary pieces. But yeah, Vancouver, I think they have some fun players to watch, but unfortunately, I think the Pacific division actually is decent aside from those bottom 2 teams, so that's why Vancouver's gonna end up in the 5th slot there.
For more content, visit our YouTube channel and check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow the guys on social media at Matt_Mondays, at Nick LaFlame, and at Darius Dominguez.